Kia ora, welcome to the Cricketers Network. I'm back from the UK. I hope you enjoyed my episode from Lords where I looked entirely out of place the entire time because I had Doc Martens on, and I think I'm the first person to wear Doc Martens to Lords. But I'm back in the studio here at Eden Park with today's A-team, which is, of course, Kyle Mills. He's always here. It's so good to have you here.
I'm in every 18.
Yeah, you're in every 18. And for the first time, how exciting is this? It is White Fern and Auckland Heart. Molly Penfold, welcome to the Cricketers Network for the first time.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's so exciting. What are you up to? You're not in England with the girls this time.
No.
So what does your winter look like?
It's a lot of winter grinding, really. I think me and Fran Jonas are just here in the HPC training away with Grobs. So but it's nice to have someone to train with, and I think we've just got a bit of training until the girls finish the World Cup, and then we're on leave for a little bit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, which is probably more training, right?
It's probably keeping up with S&C stuff, but give the body a little break from bowling, which would be nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hi, Millsy.
Hello, Ben. How are you?
Really good, thank you.
Good to see you. You made it back.
I made it back, yes.
Yeah.
I'd love to know your reflections on Lords having played there. Did you feel as out of place as I did?
I was watching a bit of the Oval last night. I
Yeah.
got thinking about the Lords pitch. It's kind of, as a crow flies, it's not that far away from each
No,
other.
it's really not.
So how's the soil so different?
I don't know.
You know?
I don't know.
It's last night it was like really bouncing through and good carry through to the wicket keeper. Then Lords is almost rolling along the ground on some occasions, and it's just sad because it's such an iconic venue. It's an amazing place to watch cricket, play cricket, but the most important part of it is the players and the pitch, and the pitch has deteriorated hugely over the last few years.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? So let's start with that, shall we? We've done an episode since that Lord's Test. A lot was said about the pitch. I actually interviewed New Zealand's woman on the ground there, Meg Lay, who's one of the grounds people. I said, and I interviewed her after day one, and there'd been whatever it was, 16 wickets on that first day, and I was like, are you worried that it's it's maybe a little bit too in favour of the bowlers? And she's like, oh no, these things always kind of happen on day one at Lords, and it can move around or whatever.
Really?
And I was like, are you allowed to have a say in how the pitch is prepared? And she's like, nah, it's a little bit above her pay grade at the moment.
Right.
But obviously they don't go out to make a bad pitch. So
No.
yeah.
It was just on the back of the Ashes series. Was it how many days cricket in the Ashes series?
Yeah, not many.
Not many. Then the Irish Test finished in 2 to 3 days, and now we've had the Lord's Test. Without the rain, it would have finished in a couple of days as well. My sense is Test cricket we need a Test match that goes deep into day 5.
Yes, ideally. This has become a new kind of Test match that I don't really remember it happening that much growing up, or when I was younger. These kind of 2.5 day shootouts.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of a few things. Like the batters, very courageous now. Application of
Courageous
time
is a nice way of putting it.
is.
Do you mean reckless? I think you mean reckless.
Courageous, loose. So I think everyone's now conditioned to a high run rate, playing aggressive cricket. Batters are trying to put pressure on the bowlers, whereas in Test cricket it was more about bowlers putting pressure on the batters. It's flipping. So the dynamics of Test cricket has changed without question. And then I think with the poor pitch they had at Lords, culminated in a very short Test match.
What do you reckon, Molly? Do you like a short Test match, or do you like it going deep into day 5?
Well, I'd love to play one to start with.
Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah.
I think it's always exciting when it gets to the last day, but it would help it with better pitch conditions as well.
Do you reckon there's something in what Millsy's saying? Do you reckon batting has just changed and batters are just more aggressive, or they just take more risks?
Yeah, definitely. I think you can see where Brendan McCullum has implemented the Baz ball style as well. I think it's you can see that's changed, not only with England but with everyone as well worldwide. So I think he brings up a good point, to be fair, and I think it has changed over the last few years, and whether it's working or not, they seem to have stuck with it a little bit.
Yeah, so in the women's game, you generally only play, well, in New Zealand, you only exclusively play either T20s or one-dayers.
Yeah.
Are there kind of, specialists when it comes to batting between those two formats, or is it just like, I don't know, the same batters going through the gears?
I think in the women's game in New Zealand, I think we are slowly creeping towards more specialist roles as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think previous years it has probably been the same people in the same roles, but you can see now with the likes of Izzy Gaze going from batting at number 6 to now opening up the top with Georgia Plummer. I think those roles, kind of change as well throughout that. So I think we are slowly getting there for women's cricket. I think like for the likes of Aussie and England and stuff, they do it really well. And India, they have certain players for certain formats of the game. I guess those countries too play test matches as well, so that definitely helps.
That's true. I mean, as a bowler, because you play for New Zealand in one-day cricket at the moment, but not as much in T20 cricket.
Yeah.
What's that about?
I think it's just my role as a pace bowler. I think for me it's the longer I bowl, probably the more consistent I get, so as opposed to the shorter, quicker spells as well. And we've got great paces like Rosemary Mayer and Brie Elling and Leah Tahuhu as well in that group, so it's kind of hard to bypass them, especially in the form that they're in at the moment.
Oh, true. So is this just are we waiting at Leah she's about to retire?
I wasn't going to say that. But I guess so. But yeah, no, Leah's been great for me as well. She's been an awesome role model, and the way that she goes about her game and the role that she plays is crucial, and I have learned a lot from her as well. So yeah, she'll be a big loss for White Ferns.
Yeah, I guess you're kind of similar bowlers in a way in that you're trying to bowl wheels, aren't you?
Yeah.
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 And in T20 cricket, there's less margin for error, whereas in
definitely
ODI cricket you can
probably have a bigger margin of error for sure. Yeah. And it was Super Smash last year I really enjoyed. I'd like to say I probably played better in the Super Smash stuff than I did the HBJ stuff. So, was a bit gutted when the selection stuff came out about the T20 stuff. So, but that's just cricket at the end of the day, isn't it? Just know your role, really.
Well, we'll get on to the Ferns a little bit later on, but maybe they could have used you. Let's stick with the Lord's Test. So New Zealand lose that test in essentially a 2.5 day shootout. Where do you think we lost that one, Milsey? Do you think? I mean, it was kind of reminiscent of some of those Ashes tests, right? Like the Perth test and the MCG test, where it was basically like down to one batter scoring 50, right?
That's it. Yeah, lack of runs. If you want to boil it down to 1 point, if we had potentially a couple of batters to, I'd like to say tough it out, but that's me sitting here not having to go out there and actually do it. It's a very hard thing to do, and quality bowlers as well. So it was just one of those ones that was possibly could have been a flip of the coin, and we just came out on the wrong side of the ledger. It was just disappointing in the sense, Ben, it was. I think we're a very good team.
Yeah.
I genuinely think we're a very good team, and England are there for the taking in many respects, and they've got. More pressures now, but pre-Lord's Test, they're under the pump, and somehow we need to use that to our advantage, and it's just one that's kind of just slipped through the fingers for us.
Do you know what? There was actually a couple of key drops in the field that might have been the difference, because the difference was probably only genuinely about 50 runs.
That's
it.
And there was a couple of, it's very uncharacteristic for New Zealanders, right, to put down key catches, but I think that might have been it.
Yep, no, for sure. We've obviously, in the women's game and the men's game in the UK at the minute, we're not fielding the best.
No.
But anyway, we move forward.
How do you fix that? Because when you're a teenager or whatever playing club cricket, you just do a million drills. But I can't imagine that as a pro cricketer you're not doing just fielding drills all of the time.
Yeah, it's hard. It's definitely a massive thing that we've brought into the White Ferns with Craig McMillan becoming the specialist fielding coach as well. He's been awesome. He's absolutely hammered us with fielding drills, and he's quite intense with them. He's very critical in a good way.
Yeah. I see a smirk on Nelsie's face. You played with Nagger for a long time.
Digested all of that.
Yeah.
If you ever go down for a long barrier, he will slap you around the face.
Really?
No, not quite like that. But you will get a slap in the hand for sure.
Yeah, okay.
He's been great. But like you said, you could do a million drills, and at the end of the day, it's how you perform on the field. So I don't know. Yeah, it's hard.
How do you fix it? What do you reckon, Melsie? Put your coach hat on here.
Coach hat. The thing with fielding, which we got taught, say at training you go to catch 10 balls, you should be dropping at least half of those balls. And that sounds like a weird thing, but you need to be, if you're catching everything 10 out of 10, you're not being pushed, you're not being tested.
Right.
So you need to test yourself where you almost fail when it does come to fielding. And sometimes in these environments, I think the guys play so much and they focus on those two core skills of batting and bowling. Sometimes feel, I'll just go get 20 catches at the end type thing. But you don't want to be catching all your catches because you want to be pushed and you want to be tested. And also, I think I had this comment to me in our summer that we're not fielding like we used to. We've always prided ourselves on our ability to field and use it as a 12th man out there in many respects. But the subcontinent teams have got a lot better from 15 to 20 years ago. I think New Zealand was at the top of the tree along with Australia, and the South Africans were always very good, and the English were good. But the subcontinent teams were a bit loose in the field. I think that dynamic's changed a lot, and they've caught up. So we're now instead of being one of four very good fielding teams, I think all the sides are actually really good fielding sides.
Yeah, I think that's a good point actually. Is it also that we're actually better at batting and bowling now? Like, in previous teams, our fielding was kind of the star just because we, probably didn't have the stars that we do now?
I don't know.
Do you disagree with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not buying into that.
Okay, that's fine. We're allowed to have disagreements. Right, so we lost that game. Let's move on it's been the big talking point over the last 10 days, the Ben Stokes situation. Now, I'll explain it for anyone who hasn't caught up, but Ben Stokes was caught at a nightclub at 3 a.m, 3 hours past the curfew. That he was the architect, one of the architects of imposing it on the team. My first question to you both, as current or former professional cricketers, should there be curfews on grown-ups playing this game?
It's a bit of a weird concept really. You would think that they're grown enough to kind of, make those decisions for themselves. But I don't know, if things like this keep happening, then maybe. But you would like to think that a bit of common sense would come into that.
Melsie?
No, not a fan.
No,
I think we all. My 10-year-old daughter knows the difference between right and wrong. Like we know the difference between right and wrong in those situations. The grown men. It's more the fact, why is it in place? And I think it's possibly. That environment's under a lot of pressure. The optics of the Australian tour weren't good on occasions, even though I have a few question marks around that. Like the Ben Duckett one, they're having 5 days off. He's out, like we've all been in that situation. Just the fact that it's recorded doesn't mean it's right or wrong in many respects for me. I feel like that environment of the ECB have been almost forced into displaying something to try and show that they've got some control back on this team. The whole incident, from my understanding, isn't that bad with the rugby boys if they're out. But the biggest thing is that Ben Stokes, the captain, who's there to lead the team, was part of the process of putting these boundaries and this curfew in place. So that's the one that's really damaged it. And if you're Baz and the other support staff in that coaching environment, you just would have woken up just being gutted, gutted with the.
Oh, what now?
What now? It just had a test win.
Yep.
Ben, I can't speak for Ben, but God, man, Like,
Yeah. See, I am of the opinion that sometimes alcohol can be the scapegoat of a bad tour, right? So they had this bad tour to Australia. They lose 4-1 in the Ashes. No one ever comes back from a tour like that and they just go, oh, we just weren't good enough. That never happens. It's what is it? And so usually the coach goes, or they'll look deeper and they'll go, oh, or the captain will be demoted or dropped or whatever. They'll have a look at all those things. But all they did for that tour is they went, oh, we drank too much.
Yeah.
And that was based on, Ben Duckett being filmed drunk in the street. I mean, he was obliterated, to be fair, but that's okay. He had all that time off. And a Harry Brook incident that happened here in New Zealand on a white ball tour before the Ashes even started. So I don't know that you could go and say that all the bad performances could be blamed on alcohol.
Yeah, no, I agree. And with the Harry Brook one here, it's almost no one's business in many respects. Like, they dealt with that in-house on tour. We all found out about it post-Ashes.
Yeah,
post-result, post-outcome. So let's find things of why this they didn't have the success in the Ashes tour. So I obviously there's a few Kiwis in that camp. We're all close to those lads, and I just feel incredibly sorry for them. Because I feel like things have been forced on them now, and that's always been an environment where they've appeared to be in control of their destiny. Their test record over the last 4 years is pretty good, but I don't think there's a team in the world across most sports that's scrutinised as much as the England cricket team through their media and the tabloids, and they are constantly being watched, and they need to be aware of that. And just act like grown-ups.
Do you think we're getting a bit of blame for this, having so many key New Zealanders in this? And I mean, there have been comments. I haven't seen many that have actually gone, oh, it's probably the Kiwis that are, creating this drinking culture. But it's implied.
Yep, no, that will be an angle without question. I struggle with that a little bit. They've got an Australian selector now, Marcus North.
That's right. Yeah.
They've got Baz as head coach, Tim Southey, Jenna Patel are all in there. Could you ever imagine like the All Blacks team having that type of setup? It just wouldn't happen. And I wonder what the former players over there think. And where are all the English people? Where are our coaches? Where are just the optics of that as well? So our boys, if they don't have a good season, are going to be easy targets.
Did you have a curfew ever imposed on you playing for New Zealand?
I don't ever recall anything like that.
No.
I can't stay up past midnight. But could you imagine going
now?
Not now. But could you imagine Ian Botham?
Yeah.
They just had a test win.
I know.
They got 10 days off, and you got to be in bed by midnight.
Yep.
Like, that's just.
So the curfew. Okay, let's say there is a problem with drinking culture or whatever. Surely the curfew gets dropped at the after a test win on that one night. Just on that one night, surely.
Yeah. I guess the other thing now that all athletes across all sports need to be aware of is the phone and social media and being in certain situations. And unfortunately, as a sports person, you are a target for people when you do go out, and that's just now the reality they all live in. So, top 2 inches.
Yeah. What's the environment like in the White Ferns after a win? Is it a hit the town type environment?
Not really. It's quite chill, if I'm being completely honest. Compared to that, it's so chill. You're not getting punch ups with the Silver Ferns afterwards? No, not quite. Yeah, we might give those one a pass, but
they've got long reaches, eh?
It is chill. After a win, would have a drink in the changing rooms, but nothing crazy. The past few games there hasn't been much turnaround time as well. So used our common sense, and just made sure that we're just ready to go for the next one. I think, at the end of the series, I think that's when nights could get a bit bigger, but I mean, I'm 25 and I can't even stay up past midnight, so
Jeez, you must be laughing at us talking about a time without cameras on phones. That's not even in your lifetime.
I did have a flip phone once, didn't I?
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The thing is, for me, when I look back, the best part about cricket for me is the changing room. Like being with your teammates, especially post a test win.
Yeah.
And you're at Lord's, so that changing room from memory is pretty good. And you've got a chef just around the corner.
Yeah.
And you've got a good bar thing just around over there.
Yeah.
Why would you leave the joint?
Yeah.
It's a really good point,
fair.
actually. Well, you know, when the Black Caps won the World Test Championship final, they couldn't, right? Because it was
The COVID times.
it was COVID time, so they all they had a few. And I've talked to a few of the Ferns when it won the World Cup 2 years ago. It was in Dubai, and there was just not a lot of options. So everybody did end up going to bed about midnight.
Oh, a few of us were up until the sunrise.
Oh, you were? Oh, okay.
We were
that's
out
good to
there,
know.
yeah. Went straight to breakfast actually, didn't even sleep until the next day.
But there wasn't bars open or anything, was there?
No, I'm trying to think of what. I think we took a few bevies home from the ground.
Okay.
Yeah, those bars in Dubai are pretty expensive.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty expensive.
That's where you need the manager's credit card.
Can I just say, can it be more expensive than the beer at Lord's?
What was
Oh,
that? Yeah,
Lord.
can you give us an update on your, how were the strawberries, the beers, the champagne?
Well, thanks to my wonderful contacts in the New Zealand Cricket Players Association, I got media accreditation.
Great.
So I was in the media centre, and everything you have heard about the lunches is true. I actually thought, how good could it be?
Yeah,
And then it was better than that.
yeah.
And they sat the three Kiwis together, George Harper from Sky, Andrew Alderson from the Herald, and myself were all sat together. Andrew Alderson, I'm sure he won't mind me saying, was utterly obsessed with the lunches. When it looked like it wasn't going to go to a day 4, there was almost tears in his eyes that he was going to miss out on lunch that day. But I had some friends at the ground. I went and sat with them for a while, so I had to buy my own, food and beer. There was a $40 hot dog. When you did the
That's what's that
The
scene out of
transformation.
Pulp Fiction?
Yeah,
You got to taste a $40 hot dog.
$5 shake. Yeah, they don't put bourbon in it or nothing. Yeah, it was because it was like a 15-pound hot dog, which is about
Wow.
$40.
Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
the conversion rate is outrageous.
Yeah,
as
it's
well.
nuts.
Yeah.
But a good experience. Obviously, I'd never been to Lord's before, so but yeah, as you say, the Oval looks a lot more lively, doesn't it?
Yeah, the Oval's good fun. I played a couple of games on a Friday night, like the T20 comp Middlesex v Surrey, and
Yeah.
geez, they pack it out and it's just raucous.
How
It's,
good.
it's a good time. But so, what do you think of the slope?
I didn't notice it.
You didn't notice the slope?
Not for the first day or so, and then I kind of remembered there was a slope.
Yeah.
And then they let me down onto the ground where I interviewed Zach Folks, and when you're on the ground, you really notice it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought it would be like, it was more, it's not, how do I put this? I thought it was like the pitch would be uphill or downhill.
You
but
noticed that?
it's the other way, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so if I'm at the bottom end, I feel like it's at 6 foot, so I'm kind of almost eye level with the top end.
Oh, is it
Oh.
6?
6 foot, yeah.
Crazy.
Okay, that's more than I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely more noticeable when you stand on the ground.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
played there?
I didn't play. I was 12th man that day, but just walking around, it's crazy different.
It's
Yeah.
good because cricketers are full of excuses if they get out or bowl badly, and it's
course.
always like, look, it's the slope.
It's a slope. Well, I was still quite jet lagged when I was there, so I was waking up early and I was just walking around St John's Wood, or trying to get a coffee or whatever. And the members are there early, it's
Lines out the door, isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah. This first ball's at 11 or whatever, and,
Yeah.
and they were around St John's Wood with their egg and bacon ties from 6 a.m. And I'd heard it's because they do pre-day functions. So
yeah.
not only can you take booze into the ground, but a lot of them have a party, they preload.
That's next level. That's next level.
They got it sorted.
They do, they really do. That's how all cricket should be enjoyed. All right, let's talk about the other. Geez, I tell you what, we have 1 week off and so much has happened. New Zealand's greatest ever batsman retired from all international cricket, relatively surprisingly. And Kane Williamson just decided, it felt like at a drop of a hat that he was done.
Yeah.
He got a duck and 18 at Lord's and went, no, I think I'm think I'm done. What do you reckon? Any guesses as to why that moment?
I think he was mentally done perhaps a wee while ago.
A while ago.
Yep, and I think he was probably more doing it to help the team and what have you, get through this English series and potentially onto Australia because there's such big tours in our calendar. But I know, knowing Kane, he's either in or out, and he's obviously got over there and no desire to go to training and hit balls. And when Kane trains, he hits balls for like 3 to 4 hours and doesn't stop. And if you don't have that there, I think that's almost really admirable what he's done. You're either in or you're not. You don't want to let down your teammates.
That's so true. So everybody's been going like, it's such an amazing 12 months of Test cricket ahead. You must be looking forward to that. And I think we all thought, he'll play that 12 months and then retire. But I guess if you're not in, you look at that 12 months ahead and go, oh, that's a big commitment, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I think it also, sorry Molly, this also showed like cricket's a game that mentally beats you up. It's a game of failure in many respects, and he failed less than others because he was so good. And I think he's just been beaten up over the last 15, 16 years of the game and the grind, and also he's got 3 young kids under 5. So he's got responsibilities and commitments outside of the game as well, which probably take a bit more of a focus. And sad. He, in my opinion, he can do what he wants. He's given New Zealand so much joy, and for what he's been able to do on the cricket field, I'm okay with it. Yeah.
Favourite Kane memory, Molly?
Ooh, I think it's hard to go past the World Test Championship one.
Yeah.
In India, 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Against India.
Yep. That was pretty cool. There's so many you could choose from, to be fair.
I mean, he's kind of been playing international cricket the whole time you've been conscious.
Alive? Yeah.
Not quite, but yeah.
He's played an amazing career. He's, one of New Zealand's greats in cricket. So, he has a great career to look back on, and some people might comment on the timing of his retirement, but I think similar to Millsy, it's very admirable what he's done, and I think what he is looking, forward like for the future of the Black Caps as well, and he knows that there's a lot of young talent coming through as well, and the team's at a good place. So
Do you know what I think? He's so humble. That word keeps being used. It's probably a better word, but in that he didn't want that farewell tour. You've seen it with players, and someone like David Warner basically went, I'm going to retire in a year and a half. I think he gave so much. Really? He gave so much, leeway, lead up rather into that the final summer of Australia was just him going around the grounds in Australia, waving to the crowds, and that is about the opposite of Kane Williamson.
I think it sums him up perfectly. Yeah. It's such a Kane way to go out. Now, my first experience of Kane, we had a tour of South Africa and we lost this final game, so we lost the series 2-1, and we went to Australia and we're at the Wacker about to play a series, and John Bracewell was the coach. And he was Bracers didn't like losing. And so we lost that little series, and then
it's good quality in a coach.
Yeah, and you'd feel it.
Yeah.
And then we had a fielding session at the Wacker, and we weren't fielding that great. So Bracers pulled us in and gave us a good John Bracewell spraying. And he said, before you guys know it, there'll be Kane Williamson and Tim Southee will be in this group. And I remember turning around going, who's Kane Williamson and who's Tim Southee?
Finger on the pulse of domestic cricket.
And I think, well, you don't really play domestic cricket and I had to ask some of the ND boys, who are these two young fellas? And I think by the 6 months later, they were in the team and they stayed there for about 15 years.
Yeah, wow.
It turned out to be okay.
Yeah.
But perhaps he should have been there.
My favourite memory of Kane's probably here. And it's that 6 he hit, and you were there, Millsy. You were playing against Australia.
Pat Cummins
in what was that, 2015?
Yep.
So New Zealand blasts Australia out for not many. Then Australia blasts most of New Zealand out for not many.
Yeah.
And just for Kane Williamson to end a game with a 6, opening game of the World Cup, he's starting to write the script of how that World Cup was going to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
You must have been pretty relieved that day, Nelson.
Yeah, well, I was
Trophy that
I was
day?
carrying the drinks,
You
so
were,
I didn't
yeah.
have much responsibility going on. But
It's a lot of responsibility.
it can be, yes. But it was a nail biter, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You're so calm.
Yeah.
And I remember he just walked in the change room and just sat down as if like nothing had really happened. And
So he's been really interesting this week because he keeps saying that these runs aren't, well, he doesn't keep saying, but the famous quote that he's kind of come up with this week is, the runs aren't mine, the runs are the team's.
yeah,
Is that how he stays calm?
I remember when I was playing towards the end, they had that power play between 35 and
Yeah, that's
40
right,
overs. And
I didn't mind that, by the way, but anyway.
I don't want to name names, but some players would bat perhaps slowly if they come out to a little milestone of 3 figures.
Yes.
And Kane was getting out in the 90s during that period because he's just sacrificing his wicket all the time. And I remember we brought it up with him once. He said, I'm not motivated by stats or hundreds or anything. I just need the team to win. And so there's quite a few times where he's just sacrificed his wicket when he could have taken more personal milestones. And that's just Kane. He's just always about the team. What can I do for the team next? And
There's nothing wrong with hunting personal glory because at the end of unless you're batting slowly, obviously.
Yeah.
But if you're motivated by personal success, then that should help the team as well, right? So I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
the team needs to win
The team needs to win, yeah.
and be in the best
It
position
can't be
to win.
despite of that, obviously. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're just different motivating factors, and I've never known a player like him to be that unselfish.
Yeah, and it's very much true. I mean, cricket's full of stats and personal accolades and what have you, but ultimately it's a team game, and without question, he is a team man.
He sure is. All right, let's talk about the Ferns. They're in the T20 World Cup. They had a fairly promising series against the English coming into the World Cup. Then there was a little break, and they all went to Spain, I think, or a bunch of them did.
A few of them did, yeah.
And had some R&R, and then they're back into it. They've unfortunately lost the first 2 games, so a tight one against the West Indies.
Yeah.
Who is mercurial as always. They can beat anyone on their day. But the gutting one was just 2 nights ago against Sri Lanka. Did you get eyes on this, Molly?
Yeah, I did. It was tough. It was tough to watch. I think, we've mentioned it before. New Zealand as a whole, we do really pride ourselves on our fielding as well, and I think that's really what lost us a game in the end. A lot of drop catches, and like you said, we've drilled them for hours and on hours, and just when you get out in the field.
Was it enough runs versus Sri Lanka?
I think, look, we strive to get at least 150 plus, and I think, we probably were a few runs short, but we also know that our bowlers can defend that total at the end of the day as well. So. I think it was tough. I think the batters obviously, like I said, a few runs short. Bowlers,
they just kind of squeezed them in the middle, eh? Like there was a few overs there of like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Just against those Sri Lankan spinners who seem to just rocket through their overs, right?
Yeah. Well, I think now, like looking at the batting lineup, we have. All the way down to Jess Kerr, who can hit a big ball, and Nancy Patel can also hold the bat as well. So it's nice to have that the deep batting order. So I know that we can bat quite deep, but again, we shouldn't have to rely on Sophie or Mealy or to score runs as well.
The entire time, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's what we're still learning as a team. But we'll get there. We know we have Izzy Sharp as well, who can hit a hard ball. And we know Georgia Plummer hasn't had the best of success as of yet, but she's a great batter in herself as well. I know it'll come around.
Yeah. How does it feel when you're in a tournament, Millsy, and you've lost the first couple of games? Like, how do you turn that around?
Not ideal. It's hard because it's a very easy thing to say, but you need to turn the page as quickly as possible. And cricket's always like that. You've got 3 games in a week at times, and you can't dwell and look back and try to rectify wrongs as quickly as you possibly can and turn the page. But geez, the women game's changed a lot over the last 20 years. Like you would have 20 years ago, if you said we're losing games of cricket to Sri Lanka and the West Indies, it wouldn't even come into the equation.
Yeah.
It used to be New Zealand, Australia, and England were the kind of the three teams, and that was it. Now, through the growth of the game, which is a great thing, the West Indies are very competitive the last 6 years, and Sri Lanka and India are excellent.
Yep.
So it's certainly a good thing for the game, and hopefully that sort of strengthens our game as well in time. We've got a few superstars coming to the end of it at the minute, and the younger crew coming through, like Molly and what have you, are going to have to take responsibility and move the team forward, because it's a great opportunity, and these ICC events are the shop window in many respects. But yeah, hopefully they can turn it around pretty quick. But they're in a position they need other results to.
Yeah, I think they have to win every game now. And
yeah, so got England, Ireland as well. So yeah, it'll be tough, but yeah.
Do you reckon there's any extra pressure being the defending champions?
Probably in the background. Yep, definitely. I think, knowing that we won it a couple of years ago, I think that there's always going to be that pressure, probably more so from the media and the attention around it as well. We know we've got a good team, we know that we've got good players in there, and a great culture as well. So, but T20 cricket at the end of the day, anyone can beat anyone. We know West Indies, like you said, can beat anyone on their day as well. They're a very fighting team. So even though they've lost Chanel Henry and Stefani as well due to injury, but they've still got a strong team, as they showed. And Sri Lanka don't all just rely on Chamari Atapatu as well. They've got a decent team as well. So yeah, look, we can't take any team lightly. We probably do have the easier pool of the two as well. But yeah, I don't know if that came a factor into it or anything.
It's a brutal format, isn't it? We just play just the top two from each group go through this, and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't hate it, but it's unforgiving.
It's ruthless. Yeah.
One moment from Lords I forgot to tell you about was so St John's Wood Tube Station, obviously quite close to Lords. It's where how everyone gets to Lords. And I was there, and there was a bunch of other New Zealand fans, wearing kit and tops and fan stuff. And but then I think that they must have been there for an early training session, and they were walking past was Jacob Oram and Luke Ronke, and they were crossing the road, and there was a few of us looking. Oh yeah, that's who that is. Yeah. And then there was a guy who was like working for the Tube, like he worked for Transport for London. And he goes to this one guy wearing New Zealand kit. He goes, hey, if you run up to him, they'll probably give you their autograph. And the guy he was talking to was Rob Walter, the coach.
And did he?
I said, go on, mate, go on. Ask them nicely, they might do.
That's funny.
We are going to take a break, and when we come back, because it's her first time on the show, Molly gets to do Would You Rather, so we'll see you soon. Now, if you are somewhere out there who has a company or involved with a large company who'd like to come on board as a supporter of the Cricketers Network, please slip into our DMs, and your ad could be right here and be broadcast to thousands. Okay, welcome back. Now, Molly's going to go through Would You Rather. You have not been prepped for this. In fact, I even said you can't prep for this.
Yeah.
Millsy has done his. Basically, I've got a bunch of cricketing scenarios, and you have to choose Would You Rather, and at the end we sort of judge you as to what kind of cricketer you are.
Yep, go for it.
Okay.
Get enough of that.
Judge you.
Yeah, we'll judge you. Yeah. Are you a glory hunter or are you a team woman, basically? Here we go. Right. Would you rather drop a sitter and then take a screamer, or drop a screamer and then take a sitter?
Drop a sitter, take a screamer.
Yeah, everyone says that. It's just a warm-up one.
Okay.
But that's
I really had to think about that.
No, you're the same as everybody. But it's a bit of a warm-up one. But basically, everyone says they want to make the highlight reel.
Okay. Yeah, fair.
You want to make the highlights at the end of the game. Would you rather fall on your back avoiding a bouncer, or take the body blow?
Take the body blow.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Tough girl?
Yeah, just take it. Yeah.
Good.
Okay, good. Would you rather get 4 off 10 or first ball duck?
First ball duck. Is it, wait, are we T20? Or,
Well, you could answer for both, sort of at T20 and then one days.
okay, T20. Oh, well, no, I don't think it changes actually. My role would go out there to like, just hit as many runs off as I can. So if I go out swinging, so be it.
Okay, but you don't want to scratch around for 4 off 10?
Depends on the scenario if we're getting really specific.
Okay. Okay, this is the bad way to get her out. Would you rather be strangled down leg or run out deflection at the bowler's end?
Oh, I feel like run out at the non-strikers.
Really?
Yeah, because you can't actually have much control of that. It's not really your fault.
This is a key one because it's like, would you rather have control over it or would you rather just be massively unlucky and the universe hates you?
I'd rather universe hate me.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. Would you rather hit 6 off the last ball to win, in that you literally in for one ball and you go out, you hit 6 and you win?
Yeah.
Or would you rather score 100 but you get out with your team leading 30?
Oh, 6 off the last ball.
Just walk in, hit 6?
Yeah.
You don't want the 100?
Nah, I'm a bowler.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
true. These are sort of weighted for
Even though
batters,
that
aren't
would
they?
be pretty cool as a low order bat.
To
But
score 100.
I think
yeah.
if it's 6 to win the game, yeah, I'll
Okay,
take that.
good. Would you rather, I'm going to do this as a bowler, would you rather every time you played, you bowled, you got 2 for 45, or the career that you've had?
Oh, that's a hard question.
Yeah, this is the hardest one. So no highs and no lows, you're just exactly the same every time. Or what's your best bowling in, it's for Auckland?
Of Auckland? 4 for...
Yeah, right. So
Something.
you've never got 4 for, and you never can get 4 for.
And it's always just 2 for
It's
45.
always 2 for 45.
No, I'll take the career I've had.
You take the career you had?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Such a good question. When
Yeah,
you
that's a
said
great
that,
question.
so you have no highs in life, no lows in life.
No lows and no.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
that's way too easy.
Just
you know?
meander through life. Just
For a batter, we say 40. You score 40 every time. Or
Oh,
the
yeah.
career you've had.
the average of 40 you
That's-
take,
Yeah, you do take
would,
that.
right?
but you
Yeah.
never raise the bat.
Yeah, that's
Never
like
raise the bat.
teasing you, isn't it?
Yeah, and you
take
never
that.
you'll never take 5 for, so you never walk off,
Yeah,
with 2 for 45.
yeah. No, I'll take the career I have.
Okay, this is the last one. It's called the Ronke test. And this is harder for the female players because it's about test cricket. But we'll still do it anyway. Luke Ronke played 1 test for New Zealand. He scored 88 off 70, but never played again. Just because there wasn't room for him in the team. So would you rather do that or have played 12 games for New Zealand and done okay, but just kind of not been good enough?
12 tests.
Mm.
Oh, but you're making the playing 11.
Yeah,
And
every
you're-
time.
you're
Yeah.
just- but you're not.
So like,
quite-
yeah, so like, so you play 12 tests, but you've probably averaged in the late 20s or something. So just not quite good enough.
So it's basically 12 match fees or 1 match fee.
You're in the playing 11, right? Yeah. 12.
That's how you should ask the question in the future. So do you want 12 match fees
Yeah.
or
I think that's it. The 12 match fees? Okay. There you go. What are our
happily
conclusions?
averaged
That's it. That's your would you rather. What are our conclusions from that?
Oh, we need more time to judge.
We will. Full
Yeah,
time
thank you.
judge.
Good answer.
All our viewers and listeners can judge you for themselves. So just let us know in the comments what you think of Molly, what kind of cricketer she is.
Good person.
That is the end of this episode of the Cricketers Network. Thank you very much to Kyle Mills as always, and Molly Penfold. Will you come back?
Happily come back
Yeah.
if you're
Amazing.
happy.
Thank you
Sure.
so much for being here, and we'll catch you next week. Cheers.